Alright, here's part 2 of installing the new Hpop. I already went ahead and put the head fittings, new ones. You torque those down to, I believe, 23 foot-pounds of torque. And then the oil line threads, right in this area, are, I believe, 21 foot-pounds of torque. So I ran this line already in the back. Put one right there, one right there, also 23 foot-pounds of torque. I'm going to go ahead and show you the new Hpop system. It's, I believe, 17 degrees. The old one was 15 degree, so I should get a little bit more oil flow through here. So I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. Alright, here's the new Hpop system. It's a Bosch. There's the part number. It came with the fittings already on. Pretty clean. I ordered it from Riff Raff. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll try to put a link in the description for you. Anyway, I'll be installing this here in a minute. I'll show you guys how to do it. Okay, so here's the seal that comes with the pump. Right, it'll sit over that. What I do is I take some assembly lube, kind of like a small coat around here, a little bit on the seal, plop it on there so it holds it in place. You have two different pump attached bolts. They're different sizes. One's a little bit longer than the other one. So the long one will go on this side down here in that hole. Shorter one will go through here. Also, when attaching these bolts, put them in there nice and snug. Don't torque it down until the other gear goes in that attaches to, sorry, that side over there. Once everything's all snug and you know everything fits right, then torque these down to 18 foot-pounds of torque, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to put it in and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, pumps in. Next we're going to be putting that gear back down into, see if I can get it with one hand, down into right there. You can put it, I took it out just like this with all the markings on it, so I'm going to put it back in exactly the way I pulled it out. Then you're going to have, I think it's 18 millimeter, and the washer back into it. Once we get it all fitted and where it's supposed to be, then I'm going to torque those two 10 millimeter bolts I just put into the Hpop at, I think I said 18 foot-pounds of torque. So get that all settled, and then I'm going to come back to here and torque the bolt down to 95 foot-pounds of torque. So I'll put this gear in real quick, show you what it looks like, and then torque everything down so you can see it. Another thing to help, I use this magnet to hold on to the washer before I put it down in there to hook up to this gear right here. That way it doesn't fall in there and you're fishing it out. So just kind of a helpful tip. I hope it helps somebody, because I mean, they're designed not to disappear down in there, but yeah, I wouldn't chance it. Alright, try to give you a better angle of that. So, magnet, hold with one hand. There's a socket in there right now, 18 millimeter, and you have to squeeze your hands in between the belt So once again, it pays to have smaller hands. You big fellas might have a problem with this, might struggle, but you'll get through it. But that's what it'll look like. Take that off. There's your washer, you can see it right there, and the socket's still on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the back now, and then come to the front and torque everything down to spec. And I'll show you where to go from there. Oh, also, I put on a new seal for the reservoir. So that's a brand new one right there, if you guys can see it. Don't forget about that if you're gonna replace it. And then we'll go to the next step. I'll show you what to do. Okay, next is installing the IPR valve. Make sure you have the two seals on that side and the seal right there. That slides into the Hpop system. This goes on, if I can get it right, one-handed, maybe not. Like that. Bear with me. Like that. And then your Tinnerman nut goes on the top. We're going to slide this in piece by piece using a, what is it, 1 1/8 deep socket. I drilled out the back, so this should fit over onto that. It is 53 foot-pounds of torque. Installing it. When you get to this point right here, put some Loctite on where you're going to put this, because these are notorious for backing out a lot of the times, vibration. So just to be on the safe side, that's what I'm going to do, but I'll show you step by step. Okay, so down back here, once again, if I can get it one-handed, show you guys right there. This might be difficult, but you guys get the idea. I'm gonna hand tighten that in and then use the torque wrench to tighten it down, and then I'll show you how to slide the rest of it on. Stay tuned. Alright, I got the lines in. That line right there goes to right there. If you guys can see it. So right there. Back down here. And then this line feeds over to there. Next step, I put in, let's see if I can get to it from here with some light. There's a 10mm bolt somewhere down there, and a 10mm bolt right there. So there you can see it right there. So that one, I'll be putting on this. So that goes on. They made this to where it just drops over the top. I mean, you can seal it up, so pretty much like that. This one is supposed to be one where you don't need RTV to seal it back up. It should seal it up. We're going to test that theory, so hopefully it works. I'm going to put it on and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, cover's back on, seal's on, bolts are tightened down to, I think it's 15, anywhere from 15 to 24 foot-pounds of torque, depending. I rubbed, after I put the seal on, put that on, I checked down here and rub my pinky finger through there to just feel if the seal, the little rubber seal popped through at all, the little O-ring. Make sure it's not sticking out anywhere. If it is, make sure you tuck that in because it'll get caught in the gears and that'll be all bad. So that's on. Next, I'm going to put the sensors back on the oil reservoir and place it back on here. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, that's the part number to this oil pressure sensor. That's what it looks like. Goes here. I don't know the foot-pounds torque for it. I'm just gonna tighten it down pretty good. Not too tight, but it has a little, an O-ring in there. If you guys can see it before I get it too tight. Yeah, there's an O-ring right there. Anyway, that goes right onto there. Just showing you, I'm gonna take it off and put it back on, but that'll go there. Then you'll have an engine temperature sensor. And that looks like that. And that will go down here. So that's what the old one looked like. It's pretty shot out, along with the rest of the parts. But I'm gonna take this one back out. I'm gonna put this in same way I took it out, and then put that back in, and then put this sensor. Actually, I'm gonna put the sensor in now, but take that one out just so it's not in the way. But just letting you know that's where it goes. So okay, well, reservoir is back on. Put the 10mm, 10mm, and 10mm bolts on, and 1/2 inch. I think half inch and 1/2 inch back on. There's another bracket that comes across. I'm going to put that on now. I'm going to put all this stuff kind of back where I had it. Once I get that on, there's a sensor right down here. See if I can, yep, that's going to be screwed back in. So I'm going to put the bracket back on and then this on, and I'll show you what it looks like afterward. Okay. Bracket's been put on. It's back on tight. That's back on tight. Down there is on tight. There's a couple wires I got to hook back up to the back. Back there, see right there, here, sorry this light is not holding still, right there, and there'll be this plug right here, and I can't see it from here, so right back there. So I'm gonna plug in most of those. Once I get all that done, I'm going to drain the rest of the oil, put fresh oil in, put about 1/4 of oil into the reservoir, snug everything up, plug that right there, and fire her up. So I'm gonna plug all these back in, drain the oil, which I won't bore you with, and when I get everything all snug and back together, I'll fire it up. Hopefully it fires right up. If not, that means there's probably air in the lines, which takes a little bit, but we'll go through that process if it comes to that. All right, stay tuned. Okay, that's what it should look like. Make sure that your sensor plug in down, my hand's in the way, sorry, down right there has enough room so you can plug it back in. So you want to kind of just twist it out that way. But that's your IPR valve. Okay, moment of truth. Put oil in it, put all the sensors back together. See if it starts. Let's try that again. It's got air in it. Let it work its way out. See if there's any leaks. Okay, it's maintaining pressure. No codes. I'll probably have to drive it quite a while before all the air gets out. No more rough idling. So wish me luck, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this helped everybody. And good luck.